Yeah, Ding has made 8 centuries so far this week. Grace and Michael Holt was pushed harder against Liam Highfield, who made a match of it from 5-1 to Robbie Williams, and then led 1-2 to play against Murphy. And had chances, in fact, to beat Murphy, so in the end...
Foul. Shaun Murphy.
As you say, Ding's been playing some fantastic snooker this week. Shaun's going to have to find his good game. And that type of shot.
But the performance he put together to win his second Masters 10 years after his first was quite outstanding.
Yeah, last season was a fabulous season for Shaun Murphy. You look at the results and the tournament he accumulated. OK, he probably would have liked his hands on a little bit more silverware, but the standard is so good nowadays. Well, you're playing. But it's been good to see him kick on this year, hasn't it, this season? He was fantastic in that British...
Yes, his level dropped a bit and Williams played superbly. It was that combination really that led for
25.
what was in that performance against Karen Wilson was extraordinary. Former world champion didn't pot a single ball. In fact, he didn't score a point until right at the end when Murphy fouled. As we've ever seen, not just the weight of his scoring, but the way he goes about it. That cue action of his is
in order. Technically, he's one of the best players to watch. Bar none, really. When he gets working with Peter Ebdon, of course, that seems to have been instilled in his game. It can be a bit of a recipe for disaster in terms of the opponent in the opposite court.
As he said himself, now capable of winning the odd Mark Selby, John Higgins type frame, digging in, playing a good tactical game and coming. But there's been nothing ugly so far about this break, and as I say that, Murphy.
Yeah, more disappointingly for Shaun. He was going nicely there, but his frame, but to settle himself down early with a big clearance.
That success here last year was UK. Confirming that he's still a champion.
15.
Yeah, and also one of the nicest, what he's done for snooker globally. We owe an awful lot to Ding.
Very much so, and all well.
Yeah, you would never know it, would you? And he'd never make you aware of it, but you try and put yourself in his for, well, as long as I can remember. It's just such a shame he hasn't been able to capture that world title, I think.
And he's spotted 2 reds there, but have 51 left. Murphy coming back to the table, still 20 in front, and delighted to be coming.
To be ultra thin. Not that thin.
Foul.
For Shaun. Yeah, he's missed it again, but he won't mind.
Well, that 20-point lead being whittled away. Of course, there was never any jeopardy for. And this time Murphy makes the adjustment and
got himself out of trouble, but puts Ding in trouble with the same shot. And it's earned him a chance. Great safety shot that from Shaun Murphy, as good as
he missed surprisingly to the left corner, but ran out of position. Snookered himself on his safety after 3 misses. Has the chance to snaffle the opening frame. Beat Murphy at the Riyadh Season Championship, which is coming up later this month.
7.
Nicely stroked in.
Thirteen.
Yeah, it's been a good
22.
frame, this from... He didn't get frustrated by the fact that he was missing it. He was erring on the side of caution, which was the clever...
Yes, it would have stung for Murphy to lose this frame because it looked likely he'd make a big break, possibly a big one, when he missed the red. But in the event, Ding wasn't able to punish in the way he might have done, and
he left a tempting double for Shaun. Well, he's played it. Similar sort of thing applied there. Only be one of the players of the season. That's a fantastic red. Oh, it was a quick one from Ding. He's prone to them in recent years. Didn't get near the blue and didn't get...
But Murphy immediately erased the memory of that blue.
God, isn't it amazing how a bad...
Seven.
Every chance, just float this in. Well, it looked in when he... Just the pace towards the end, it must have caught a finger mark or something on the cloth. It just seemed to curve up towards that.
And John Higgins has taken the first again. 2 maximums, 1 in qualifying, from the now eliminated Gary Wilson and of course Shorty.
That's a good pot.
15.
One thing you see from him out there in the arena now, he's got that look in his eyes that he wants to absolutely bury it, and at least.
And you can't help thinking, with that in mind, that Peter Ebdon
27.
has had quite an former world and UK champion. And maybe that is what was missing from Murphy. Just staying down on the shot after so now as well, isn't he? Which is maybe part of the routine that helps him to focus a little better.
Yeah, it's just allowing him to properly finishes the shot. Even just that split second staying down, concentration. One thing as well for me that he seems to be doing a lot more of now is recognising those moments that he feels that if he can make the big blow to his opponent, and I think that is what Shaun is trying his hardest to do here. Of course it is. Ding's had a couple of chances. Shaun looking to punish.
Well, this frame is surely Murphy's now. The best that Ding can do is tie, but he's back. Looking very expensive. Maybe he was a little bit unlucky. Maybe it was, as Stephen indicated, pot offline for a moment and maybe took just an ounce of pace out of the shot. That was enough for the black to stay out.
67.
Either way, it's been... But Murphy looking, as usual, very smooth and very confident.
Lifted from this red, got the angle to do that.
74.
He's made...
In this campaign, it seems unlikely, although the way that these players have been scoring this week,
81.
There's a £100,000 bonus again if anyone can. Trump, of course, bagged it last season. The second time he's made 100. In the end for Trump from 4-0 up against Wu Yiza. Of course, it was role reversal, wasn't it, from Saudi last season and then went on to lift the prize. Wu Yiza on song. Scarily good. As is Murphy. Already his 31st century of this campaign.
104.
Murphy now lost position when he had the chance of stealing the first and then missed the black along the rail to the left corner. Murphy, immediate chance to get back in, just what Ding didn't need.
1. Shaun Murphy.
Oh, that was a long way off. He's not settled at all, has he, Ding?
All sorts of pressure. Died. Well, he could just get through to one Shaun, but he needs help, he needs some cover. And he isn't going to get it, so that good safety shot from...
1.
And again, about as seems to lose all his timing. We haven't seen that this week.
Ding Junhui 1.
Murphy's certainly not the sort of player to be intimidated. And it's worth adding that this crowd in Nanjing, as Ding finds the red with a bit of good...
Okay, early doors for Ding, but he's not really given us any confidence that when he gets the chance that he's going to score heavily like he has been all.
That's better with the rest from Ding. I can tell you, Neil Robertson couldn't get the snooker. Good pot, but again.
Black waiting, though. Oh, it just went in at that pace. He maybe thought it was...
Arguably. That was another decent pot. Still having to work hard.
17.
That was far from...
It's ended about as badly as it could have done. Welded to the back of that yellow. Oh,
just come off the back of a century.
1.
Yeah, and it was amongst this business end of the table, and the one shot he did play in the end to come off now becomes a great chance because he's got the two high value colours in play as well.
Well, it's such a contrast from what we've seen from him so far, isn't it? In his previous heavily, looking so confident.
15.
But of course, he's playing someone very similar to that this season, who has a very good record overall against Ding.
Delicate cannon. In fact, he's got the red to middle, which helps. So, but just able to nip into that cue ball to play a glancing.
$31.
So, and what a chance this is to take another frame, which was blood, sweat and tears throughout. Came to a premature end.
39. $46.
Has already won for Murphy. You saw the look on Ding's face when he realised what he'd done in leaving his opponent the simple opening red. But a big early lead doesn't necessarily need to be fatal.
63.
What a comeback from Wu Yizer against Jack Lazowski from 4-0 to 4 each with Barry Hawkins, albeit that Hawkins then won 6-4, but be of concern to him. And Murphy continuing how he's been playing throughout this.
$81.
104 in the second frame. Well, he got a lot closer too. And a very tight third frame underway between Zhang Jun and Stephen Maguire. That wasn't
At the minute, both would love to see it back down its usual end of the table. Catch the red in such a way that he sends it back down the table. Cue ball stays in baulk. Yeah, that red. Great
so far today.
Oh, and this doesn't look good. This does not look good from Shaun Murphy. Not only is he... This is quite an important positional shot too. Needs to be low on this red. Pretty much parallel to it. Oh. That sums it up, doesn't it? For Ding, there was...
So, a very disappointing visit from Ding, having played such a good safety to create the chance.
All that much emotion out there in the arena, but I can assure you he'd like to... Oh, well, I was just about to say explode, but...
He's on top at the moment, but he'll be mindful of the need to keep Ding down while he's struggling to this degree. Ding gets out of this mini... But Ding has overcut the red. He really is struggling. It's like a different player out there.
So cruel. How can you go from playing so well to looking like you can't possibly chance to beat Shaun today?
I'm surprised, but there isn't too much opposition at present.
Yeah, surprised is one word that Shaun may be feeling, but I think delight is. Why wouldn't he be? Game, he knows he's playing well.
15.
He'll be among the...
£1 million for the golden 167. I think of all the players, Shaun has got a realistic chance of making that. He loves.
So just the safety from Murphy.
Shaun Murphy.
Very tough pot. In the end, that was complete butchery from Shaun Murphy. Hit that full ball. Might have been tempted by thin edge, 3 cushions, trying to get in behind that green. Again, a very good line. It's a very good pace as well. The pot. Oh, it looked like it was going into the others. In the end, he managed to avoid them.
1.
But if he can win this frame, then he's still in the match.
Wouldn't be a surprise to see him come out afterwards and start flying. That'll be Murphy's concern. He's got him exactly where he wants him.
13.
Well, this is more like it from Ding, so...
Of course, Shaun won't want Ding to win this frame, but players, both of them, a chance to reset now. Feels like more of a match. Although, you look at the Reds and can't see any reason why he wouldn't win the frame
36.
now. It was a good initial red shot you want to play, really, when you're struggling, but shot he had to play. He's taken these well.
Four.
So the lead is 42, just this red and a... I think Murphy's sitting in his chair there. Yes, he'll be...
52.
I think he'll also be a little irritated at the chances he missed in this frame before Ding had settled. There's going to be 3-1. And Ding finally showing some of the
60.
form.
Of course, we don't know just yet how important. This is a question to Shaun. I think the interval came at a good time for him as well, a chance to just get out of the arena and almost regroup. Started the game very positive. One of the biggest surprises to me is that in terms of the head-to-heads in meetings in China, Murphy also leads that 6-2. Well, the target's the green ball, and to get there he had to catch the reds a little thicker. Play a good return. That's not it.
Foul.
He started.
You almost expect him to knock this in.
One.
Oh, that was a really nice pot from Shaun pocket. Oh, he won't be pleased with this. That's a really bad...
Aside from the Masters, Murphy... But of course, at the Masters, he came away with the trophy.
through to that red. Could be a bit of a stalemate coming up here because both players will want to not leave sight of that red by the right corner pocket.
An 80-plus break. So that's a good response from him, having lost the first two and only scored 9 points in the process. Well, the red has eluded Ding.
Well, he's fully committed. That's a great shot.
Didn't put the points on the board he wanted to really hammer home his superiority on the scoreboard, but here's another chance at the quarters. Would be Murphy's 87th ranking quarter-final appearance if he can come through.
Bought colour. Now we can remove the red by the blue spot. Maybe one red that goes to a middle pocket too, but at some point he's going to need to go into them.
20.
Oh, I think that was a foul. Oh, and that pink just wriggled.
So Murphy engineering a chance here to just one more red will
51.
knock the self a chance by taking the fourth frame. But Murphy, it's a long road back from here. Not impossible, as we saw earlier today, by any means, but he's going to have to recapture the form that so far this evening. And now
It's an important visit this for Shaun because it keeps Ding at arm's length. And there was a little bit of doubt maybe in the dynamic to this match when Ding really couldn't pot a ball to begin with. He looked completely gone. Shaun just lead his 3-frame lead. Chance of yet another century break as well.
81.
And it's always nice to see. Great value, isn't he, Shaun Murphy? A little nod to the crowd in appreciation. I wonder if he'll try and double that final black again, third time lucky.
89. 92. 96.
So this blue for a 32nd century, just how well Shaun Murphy is cueing.
100. 100.
world class. You will buy that side cushion. Made no difference in the end because the red was quite nicely slotted away off the back of a century. Good early chance
7.
in this frame. Red at the back of the pack will be his target. Chosen to play for the loose red. Well, he did get movement.
Shaun Murphy.
So often the mid-session does bring about a change. Previous matches. Of course, the other problem he's got is that Murphy is playing extremely well.
Below par from what we've seen from him this week, that there's every chance that he would start trying too hard out there. And that's why. Another wonderful long red
from this brown for Murphy.
Foul.
Oh,
Shaun Murphy 1.
Oh, he's done very, very well. That is a fantastic shot from Ding.
oh, that's a poor one from Murphy. It really is so loose. So Ding's good shot.
Just reward for Ding's discipline there. It's not very often you find yourself in a position at the table where you can't see an obvious shot. It's not very often.
Try and apply some pressure to Murphy. As well as Murphy's played, Farjaw, I should say.
7.
Able to. He's made breaks of 81 and 80 from.
One.
But if he does go on to complete
29.
a comeback in this match, he'll stake himself to set up this chance for Ding to get back to within 2 frames again.
He's taken these well so far,
37.
Ding. It was important that he did. He's still got a chance of winning this match. Well, you've got to start somewhere.
45.
It was quite a glaring error from catching the red too thick. There was a chance he could have left it on to right middle, but in catching it too thin, caught.
53.
3 left, so Ding's already over the winning line in this frame. And I think positive signs, he hasn't allowed his head to drop, evidenced by the well thought out safety shot that he played when he looked in
68.
trouble. And it directly... This match far from over.
And now he can put all his attention into making...
It'll be his 9th of the week.
76.
Yeah, he's undoubtedly been the figures that he's managed to rack up. Oh dear.
So no century from Ding, but a very, very... Higgins, 3-2. And that is another cracking bit of cueing from Murphy.
1.
If he gets this shot right, it could be a match-winning chance, and he's gone straight into them. Such a good shot to play, a lovely shot to have.
And courtesy.
He's got that one lone red poking its head out at the start of this frame, Shaun. Off this chance. And again, just looking to keep Ding.
They've exchanged frames
24.
in the match over on table 3 each between Zhang Jun and Stephen Maguire. Zhang made a 64 to lead 3-2, and now Maguire has made 80, either Robertson or Shirty.
That little cluster of 5, it makes going into those 5 quite a nice shot at some point. It's almost a free shot to bring them into play. He wouldn't have a dead set plant at the back of the pack anyway. If he does, that helps massively. No need to go into them.
39.
Those 2 reds to this left corner.
Ding's made quite a few misses from Murphy to get in,
46.
and then to open the bunch.
47.
Opening red into a frame-winning break, put himself on the cusp. Well, he has gone into them, and he's
to perfection, and now it seems he's going to win the frame at this visit.
5.
out of the blue bangs and crashes, the origin of which remain a mystery. But nothing seems to be affecting Murphy.
No doubt they're all fidgeting with excitement of the snooker that they've seen this week, because it has been a world-class visit to the table from a world-class player.
With the action, they know that was the key ball. But what a break this has been, and exactly it's best of the match, actually. But any momentum that he was a standing contribution from Murphy.
And it's exactly the sort of break that the players get a lot able, and they're all sitting waiting. You'll take them, of course you will. But when you make a break like this, it gives you a lot of job satisfaction. Been all Shaun Murphy this break. Fantastic contribution.
Brilliantly repetitive. Okay, he's missed that red, so no century, no third ton of the day for Murphy. But if you weren't with us earlier, a similar fight back from Jack Lazowski to also win 6-4. Murphy with the attempted double, not to be. Lazowski. Oh, that's more like it from Ding. Excellent red from him. Not the... He overcut one on the green into that pocket. Out of position, played a loose safety and left Murphy in to win the frame. He's definitely started to play better, Ding. You hear? Into the pack, but no joy.
Can't play up to board because of the 2 reds up that end, so Looks like we might see one of those frames where the reds
Ding
get
Junhui.
spread far. Is he playing a cross double here, Shaun? Trying to get the cue ball back. He's missed it first time, he's missed it second time. He needs help now. Just thought he was going to cannon that.
That's got the crowd going. There's the cue.
Oh, that is a fantastic pot from Ding. That really is so brave. The table to work off for the time being. Quite a tight pack of reds, so we'll plan a way. Ideally wants to keep Shaun in his seat, free of frames where he just rattles them off. We've seen that happen on a couple of occasions this week so far.
Well, I guess he knows that the form. Only dropped 2 frames in his first 2 matches, 1 frame in fact, but having gone into the reds, that isn't the case. Just for a moment. How about that for a shot from Murphy?
Well, it certainly doesn't.
Yellow.
And he's found one of the nicest shot to nothings you'll ever see. It was a shot to a lot, in fact. The line he's found through the reds there. Well, he's hit them, and now he really is hoping.
Oh, how well did he strike that? Although the cannon has not been kind for Murphy.
Shaun Murphy.
Shaun Murphy 1.
This will be some shot. Caught it all wrong. He was in so much trouble there, Ding. A little wry smile.
Now, after that shot on the rest, not to land on a colour, had to lay another snooker, which was left to this when he was snookered behind the yellow with the hit and hope. Far from done yet. Oh, that's a really good retrieving pot from Murphy. He has pulled some pots out today, hasn't he? The red that launched.
By no means a match-winning opportunity, this.
11.
The situation of the chance to maybe lift one here, knowing he'll be on the red to right corner. It's what he attempted. At least he's pushed it closer to this corner. No, he's gone the other way and he's played it perfectly.
17.
In chance.
Up that modest 30-odd point lead, which is fast evaporating.
24.
Lift that red away from the black. He finished absolutely perfect on the red to play it, but he's still got to stand up and execute it. And
somewhat different. Big shot for Murphy. And in it goes, and he's perfectly on the black to get to the... And he has played overall exceptionally. Another one in the previous frame. And Ding
49.
was just threatening no sooner than he gained some traction that Murphy knocked in that fantastic long red to launch a frame-winning break. Ding did nothing wrong in that frame. Defending champion is bowing out here on table 1 today.
61.
And Murphy eyeing a second ranking title. Scuppered by Mark Williams in the title match, but today he's been
67.
way too good, well beaten. He's at it again. Not this time, but the showman delivers.